going on, guys? So today I'm going to show you how to winterize your RV water hose. Stay tuned. So, it's wintertime, which means it's time to winterize things. One of the things we're going to do today, or the thing we're going to do today, guys, is winterize our water hose, our fresh water hose. So, this is a brand new hose. It's a 20-foot hose, 20-foot hose. And I obviously have a hack that you see here, which will be another video. What we're going to do is protect this hose from the cold weather, because here in Oklahoma it gets cold, and it's about to get cold here in just a little bit. So there are a couple of things that you're going to need for this. Obviously, you're going to need your water hose. You're going to need some aluminum foil. You're going to need your heating tape or heating line, and you're going to need some insulation and some electrical tape or duct tape, or both if you have them. I only have the electrical tape, so we'll just go with that. But those are the tools, so let's go ahead and start doing the work, guys. So the first thing that I'm going to use here is aluminum foil. Now you ask yourself, why are you using aluminum foil? You're using aluminum foil for a couple of reasons. One, it protects your water hose. You ask, why are you protecting your water hose when you want to keep it heated? Well, that heat tape or that heat cable that you're going to be laying and taping to this line is actually going to be heating up your hose. Depending on how cold it is, the temperature in that thing is going to rise enough to keep it from actually freezing. So that's going to get pretty warm. What you don't want to happen is you don't want your hose to start to burn, because that would be bad and would defeat the purpose of heating the hose. So what you do is you take some aluminum foil and you basically wrap your entire line with the aluminum foil first. Now, usually you want to use, a lot of people use heavy-duty aluminum foil. I don't have any of that, and I don't have the money or the time to run to the local store and get heavy-duty aluminum foil. I have 300 feet of unused aluminum foil, so this is what I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it lengthwise like this. Okay? So basically I'm just going to take off, almost a foot. Just tear it off. And we'll go wrap the cable. Let's go wrap it, guys. All right, so when you wrap this, you're basically just going to wrap it just like you would anything else that you're going to wrap. You're just going to put it around it all the way up to where it's at. And you're going to just wrap it around it like so. Alright, guys, so right here is the joint of the aluminum, the two aluminums. So all I'm going to do is take a small piece of the electrical tape, and I'm just going to make sure that that does not separate. Alright, there we go. Now we got two pieces of aluminum foil that are stuck together. And I'm going to do the exact same thing up here at the top. And again, all I'm doing is making sure that my aluminum foil doesn't come apart in places where it shouldn't come apart. Okay, so this is basically what you're going to do down the whole line of that cable that you see right there. So let me go do that, and I'll be back when it's time to put the heat cable on there. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, I've got my hose wrapped all the way to the inside there. And it's wrapped all the way, and I have some electrical tape at the connections of the aluminum foil all the way down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to put in our heat tape. Now, obviously you want to make sure that your heat tape is long enough to cover your hose, otherwise you're screwing yourself. But here's the end of it here, and here's the thermostat regulator. When you put this on here, let me show you. When this thermostat regulator goes on here, it needs to go on about right there, okay? And what you're doing is this portion here is the regulator, the thermostat. And when this gets cold, it actually kicks this thermostat in and starts cooling off the rest of this line. So what you want to do basically is you want to tape this down really tight and make sure that it's got contact on that hose. And then once you do that, you're just going to loosely lay this thermostat cable all the way down to where your connection is inside of the city side. So let's go ahead and do that real quick here. So I'm just going to use some electrical tape here, and I'm going to plug it. Going to get it all the way up close as I possibly can. Just probably want to pull out some tape first. And you want to make sure that it's flat on that cable. And then you're just going to come around and you're going to tape it really good. This is where you want to make sure that you're tight, because you want to make sure that you don't mistake that your thermostat cable reads what it's supposed to read. And then you just do the same thing on the other side here. Like so. A couple of times I like to go around with it. And there you go. Now it's flush on your line. So what you're going to do now, go down your line and you're going to loosely tape this on here. Real loosely. Don't get super tight with it, because when you go to put your insulation over here, it's going to wrap everything down on there, so it'll get her tight. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. So after I got the heat tape basically taped all the way down into the city water connection here, and as you see here, what I did is I went ahead and wrapped it all the way down here, and then I just kind of sat it over the electric here. And it is my understanding that hopefully what this will do is create heat in this compartment down here, so that it'll keep this warm when this kicks on. So we'll see how well that works. But in this position right here, this is where the line comes through here. What I've done is put a lot of extra tape there, because I didn't want to tear my insulation. If I did, I wanted to make sure that it had plenty of tape to cover the tear. So that's what we got there, and I may go back and do something about that. But right now we'll see what happens. If it doesn't work, then I'll go from there. Basically what I did is I went through, I used 3 of the 6-foot lines. 3 of the 3-foot lines, excuse me. 6-foot lines. 6-foot lines. And what I did is I started up here, and obviously because the actual thermostat is here, it's going to be wider than what's here. I was using 3/4 inch insulation. So I basically got it wrapped around here, and it had an opening on this side right here. That was fine. I wasn't going to worry about that. And basically what I did is I went down and it went through, and on each side of these insulations, I wish I had one to show you, but there's a peel tape on each side of these insulations, and it's sticky on each side. So you peel those back, and then you bring the insulation together, and it stays together. So I basically did that for all 3 of these joints. And there's a joint here, you can tell, because that's where I put a lot of duct tape at to keep the joint sealed there. And then we have another joint right here. So I use 3 full sections that go all the way inside of there. After I did that, I went on, and every so often I just did a wrap of electrical tape around each one of the sections, because I just wanted to make sure that this didn't come apart all the way down. There was no real, you know, maybe about a foot apart or something like that. A little bit more than that in some sections, but just to make sure that it kind of stays in place, and if there were any nicked parts, that's the parts I want to grab and taped over. What I did here is I took another piece of 3/4 inch insulation and I wrapped it around this side here. So this side was the open side. So I wrapped it around this side and then proceeded to just electrical tape all this right here. So to kind of give it a nice seal for it here. Now I tried to bring it as close as possible up to the end here. So hopefully I won't have any issues back in here. But the thermostat is here. So it gets cold, it's basically going to come back here and insulate all of this. It'll turn on the heat tape and it'll be good to go. So, but right now it is wrapped pretty well all the way down into the outlet here. Like I said, I have to go back in here and probably wrap around this a lot better, but this is how you insulate your freshwater line in the wintertime on your RV. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. If you guys have seen anything that I've done here that is incorrect, please let me know. I do not take offense to constructive criticism, so please tell me what I should do better next time, because if it makes it better next year, it's great. Please understand that I am on a limited budget. I cannot afford, I would really love to afford that heated water hose, but I don't have the $200+ that it would cost me. And one day I'm going to get that heated water hose, and I won't have to wrap this. I'll just have to use a separate hose for my winter RV. But if you see anything that's done incorrectly, please let me know. I appreciate it, guys, and we'll catch you guys next time on Campering with Camo.